Imagine waking up, pouring your morning coffee,
Yeah.
checking your analytics dashboard, and discovering that like 80% of your website ads traffic just vanished overnight.
Right.
Not because you've violated some policy,
Hmm?
not because your server crashed or anything, but simply because an artificial intelligence decided to just stop citing your work.
Yeah, that is the absolute nightmare scenario.
It really is. And that scenario is exactly why you sent us this massive stack of notes. You're trying to figure out how to keep your site visible. And our mission in this custom-tailored deep dive is to basically build your survival guide.
Exactly.
Because looking at all the data you've compiled for us, specifically sourced from August 23, 2026, the traditional blueprint of the internet is being completely shredded. That whole idea of building a site, letting a bot crawl it, and then just waiting for humans to click a blue link.
Yeah, that blueprint is gone. I mean, we are looking at a fundamental structural rewiring of how human knowledge is discovered. The entire web architecture is shifting. It's moving away from that human-first crawling paradigm and into an agent-first retrieval system.
Right.
And honestly, the most disorienting part for anyone trying to maintain digital visibility right now is that this infrastructure is being rebuilt underneath our feet.
While we're standing on it.
Exactly, while we are actively trying to stand on it.
Okay, so let's unpack this blueprint, starting with obviously the biggest architect in the room, which is Google.
Of course.
Because the literal interface of the internet is transforming. Based on the sources provided from August 23, 2026, Google's intelligent search box, which is powered by their Gemini 3.5 Flash model, is rolling out.
Yep.
And people are calling this the biggest change to search in like 25 years. But I really want to understand the mechanics here.
Sure.
Why is this specific update so, earth-shattering compared to what we've had for the last couple of years?
Well, the shift really lies in the concept of session context and multimodal fluidity.
Multimodal fluidity. Okay, what does that actually mean for the user?
Right. So historically, a search bar was just an isolated transaction. You typed a keyword, you got a list, transaction over.
Right, just a one and done kind of thing.
Exactly. Even early AI overviews just gave you a summary of that single keyword. But the intelligent search box changes the user interface entirely. It dynamically expands queries in real time.
Okay.
So imagine you have a broken pipe under your sink. You can upload an image of the pipe, record audio of the weird hissing sound it's making, and type how to fix this all simultaneously.
Wait, all at the same time in the same search?
All at once. The system processes that multimodal input. It provides an initial AI overview, and then it seamlessly transitions you into a dedicated AI mode.
Ah, okay. And that AI mode is essentially a persistent chat environment, right?
Precisely.
It's in kind of like upgrading from a static card catalog in a library where you just get a Dewey Decimal Number and they tell you to go find the book yourself, to having a personal librarian sitting right next to you.
That's a great way to put it.
And a librarian who, actually remembers the question you asked 10 minutes ago and factors it into the answer they're giving you right now.
Yeah, and that persistent memory, it alters user behavior entirely. If the AI remembers your context, you stop performing new, distinct searches.
You just keep talking to it.
Right. You just ask iterative follow-up questions. And for anyone trying to get their website seen, this sounds terrifying, right? Because it implies the user never actually leaves the search engine to visit a web page.
Which is exactly what everyone has been panicking about.
But the data you sent us for August 23, 2026 reveals a highly critical, counterintuitive detail.
Yeah.
Google is actually showing more links to external publishers inside this AI mode than they did in standard search.
More links? Really?
Yes. They realize they need to surface original content to keep the machine learning model fed. They have to point to the sources.
Okay, that makes sense. And to give site owners some semblance of control over this, Google is rolling out new generative AI controls in Search Console. So you now have the agency to explicitly opt in or opt out of your content appearing in that AI mode. Though, looking at the consensus in the notes we got, opting out seems like digital suicide for your click-through rates.
It absolutely is. Opting out essentially removes you from the primary discovery vehicle of the modern web. The default recommendation across the board is to allow citation.
Right.
But honestly, the much more radical update inside Search Console on August 23, 2026 is the introduction of platform property.
Oh my gosh, yes. This specific update completely broke my brain when I was reading through it.
It's massive.
Search Console has historically been a tool designed to measure how a traditional .com domain performs in Google.
Our website, yeah.
Right, a website. But now it's letting you track how your TikToks, Your YouTube Shorts, your Instagram Reels, and your X posts perform directly inside Google Search and Discover.
Yep.
You can literally see the organic search queries that are driving clicks to a video you posted on a totally different social network. But wait, let me just wrap my head around this. If Google is tracking and reporting on your TikTok performance right next to your blog posts, haven't they just entirely erased the line between a website and a social profile?
They have completely obliterated it, and that is a very deliberate architectural choice on their part.
Wow.
To Google's current ranking systems, searchable content is no longer confined to URLs sitting on a server that you rent. They are evaluating the entity itself.
The entity.
Yes. So if you are a financial advisor, Google doesn't care if your expertise is formatted as a 2,000-word article on your domain or a 60-second video on TikTok.
Interesting.
If that piece of media satisfies the user's intent, the algorithm will index it, retrieve it, and serve it. They are measuring your entire digital footprint across the web, not just a single domain.
Okay, so if search is no longer just a list of domain URLs, and instead it's this entity-based AI chat environment pulling from every corner of the internet, how on earth do you track if your business is actually visible?
That is the million-dollar question.
Right, and that brings us to the explosion of GEO, or generative engine optimization.
Yeah.
Because these AI bots, ChatGPT, Claude, Perplexity, they're no longer just fun experimental toys that we play around with.
No, not at all.
They're sending highly measurable, high-intent referral traffic.
The transition from experimental tech to actual revenue-driving channels is totally complete at this point. Users are bypassing traditional search entirely to ask Perplexity or Claude for product recommendations or software reviews or B2B services.
Yeah.
And if your brand isn't cited in those responses, you essentially do not exist to a massive segment of the market.
But the volatility here is absolutely terrifying. I mean, your notes highlight that massive shockwave where Reddit lost 80% of its citations in ChatGPT almost overnight.
Just vanished.
The traffic just evaporated. So I really have to push back on this whole GEO industry for a second. If a massive, authoritative site like Reddit can lose 80% of its AI visibility in the blink of an eye, just because OpenAI tweaks an algorithm, isn't chasing generative engine optimization just building a business on quicksand?
I completely understand why it feels that way.
Yeah.
But quicksand implies it's a trap you can't escape.
Okay.
I look at it more like building a city on tectonic plates.
Tectonic plates.
Yeah, the ground is going to shift beneath you. That is a guarantee. But you don't stop building the city. You just invest in better seismographs.
Oh, I like that.
The volatility you were talking about is exactly why relying on legacy SEO tracking tools is a fast track to irrelevance. You have to monitor the shifting plates in real time.
And the market is definitely flooding with these new seismographs.
Yeah.
We're looking at tools stepping up specifically to track these AI citations.
Yes.
Like SE Ranking just launched a $71.20 a month AI search add-on. And then there are dedicated platforms like Rankability and Audibly. And what these tools are doing is fascinating to me. They're letting you track your brand's visibility in AI overviews, ChatGPT, Perplexity, and traditional Google search, all side by side on one dashboard.
And that side-by-side visibility is the only way to effectively diagnose a traffic drop now.
Because you need context.
Exactly. Let's say your inbound leads drop by 30%. In the old days, you just checked your keyword rankings in Google.
Yeah.
But based on the data for August 23, 2026, you need to know, did Google drop your site? Or did ChatGPT just alter its retrieval weighting to favor a different type of source for a specific prompt?
Right. Was it the traditional engine or the AI engine?
Exactly. These GEO tools use automated prompt injection at scale to constantly test what the language models are spitting out. So they give you diagnostic data on exactly where your visibility is bleeding.
Okay, so if tracking visibility is this volatile, and the language models are just extracting your expertise to answer user questions directly on their own platforms, it makes total sense that a lot of site owners are trying to just lock the front door.
Yep, they are fighting back.
Which brings us to the technical gatekeepers fighting back at the server level. Cloudflare made a massive announcement, set to take strict effect on September 15th, 2026. They were implementing sweeping new default blocks against AI bots.
It is a profound shift in server-level security.
Okay, tell me more.
Cloudflare is drawing a hard line between bots that crawl to index your site for search, which you want, and bots that scrape your site to train their foundational models, which you might not want.
Right.
So under these new defaults, training bots are blocked on ad-supported pages. Agent bots, which are the ones performing tasks for users, are blocked on ad pages. And multi-purpose bots that basically refuse to declare their specific intent, they're just blocked entirely.
Wow. But the real kicker here, the thing that I think completely changes the economy of the internet, is Cloudflare's new monetization gateway.
Yes.
They aren't just blocking the bots. They're giving you the ability to charge them. Publishers can now literally set up automated smart contracts to charge AI agents a micropayment for accessing a web page, or a proprietary API or a specific data set.
It introduces immediate financial friction to web scraping.
Yeah.
Think about it. For 20 years, the internet operated on this sort of unspoken barter system. Search engines crawl your content for free, and in exchange, they send you human traffic.
A fair trade?
Right. But language models broke that barter system by taking the content and keeping the user on their own interface.
Oh, absolutely.
So Cloudflare's monetization gateway is basically the market correcting itself. It's allowing creators to enforce a brand new commercial agreement.
It's like setting up an automated toll booth on the highway leading to your servers. The AI agent pulls up, pays a fraction of a cent, the gate lifts, and it gets to read your article. But here's the wild contradiction in the data you sent us.
Okay.
While Cloudflare is building these toll booths, Google Air's search advocate, John Mueller, explicitly went on record stating that Google completely ignores the elms.txt and lms-author.txt files.
Yeah.
Those are the specific files webmasters use to declare their AI training rules. So Cloudflare is building a toll booth, and Google is just blasting right through the barrier, shouting that they refuse to read the street signs.
Pretty much. You are watching a crawling philosophy war unfold in real time.
That is wild.
Google Earth's fundamental belief is that if content is published on the open web, it should be discoverable via traditional robots.txt protocols. They view themselves as the indexer of human knowledge, not a commercial partner who has to negotiate with every individual server.
Right.
But Cloudflare, representing the site owners, argues that AI extraction is fundamentally different from traditional indexing. They believe it requires explicit commercial consent.
And until that war is settled in the courts, which could take years, technical SEO is basically your only mechanism for control.
It is.
It's no longer just a checklist for making your site load faster for human visitors. It is the literal gateway, dictating which AI bots can see you and which ones get bounced.
Absolutely.
But assuming you do want the bots to get in, say the Perplexity bot that actually cites your brand and sends you real customers, your technical performance has to be flawless.
Flawless.
Because the August 23, 2026 data shows that fixing core web vitals can increase AI citations by up to 221% for MarTech companies.
The number is staggering.
Over 200%. Why does an AI bot care so much about core web vitals? It's not a human waiting for a page to load.
True, but think of core web vitals like the structural integrity and layout of a house that you are asking a bot to inspect.
Okay.
Metrics like cumulative layout shift or largest contentful paint, they measure how stable and fast a page is. And bots are computationally lazy. Or, more accurately, they're operating under very strict computational budgets. So it costs them money to process messy code.
Exactly. If your site code is bloated, or if the digital layout is constantly shifting while the bot is trying to render the DOM, it just costs the AI company way too much processing power to parse your information.
So they just abandon the crawl?
They abandon the heavy page entirely and just fetch the answer from your competitor whose site is clean, fast, and mathematically cheap to read.
Wow.
This is exactly why tools like Screaming Frog remain so indispensable. The $290 a year paid version unlocks unlimited crawling, but crucially, they just added AI-powered insights that prioritize your technical fixes based on potential traffic impact.
Oh, that's smart.
Yeah, it translates server-side errors into a direct ROI argument that you can just hand to your development team.
Okay, so let's walk through this logically. Cloudflare is helping you manage the toll booth, right?
Right.
And Screaming Frog's helping you clean up the code so the good bots actually want to stay. Assuming your technical gates are open and optimized, what happens when the bot actually gets inside? Well, then it's about the content.
Right. What are they looking for now that old tactics like keyword stuffing are completely dead and buried?
They are looking for intent resolution and undeniably original signals.
Okay.
The programmatic SEO space has entirely flipped its philosophy. It used to be about mass production, right?
Mm-hmm.
Spinning up 10,000 slightly different landing pages just to capture every possible long-tail keyword variation.
Right. The old quantity over quality play.
Exactly. But looking at the landscape on August 23, 2026, the strategy is fewer pages with massively concentrated intent per page.
Quality over quantity, forced by algorithmic reality.
Yes.
And yet the irony here is that AI is still doing the heavy lifting to create this content. You have platforms like AirOps or WriteSonic at $249 a month, or Koala AI bundling drafting and optimization into one workspace.
They are definitely churning out the text.
But the optimization targets have completely changed because content tools like Surfer SEO and Phrase.io, which is a steal at $15 a month, they aren't just checking if you use the phrase best running shoes 14 times anymore.
No, they're running deep originality scoring.
Right. They evaluate the semantic overlap of your content against literally everything else already published on the web.
And they have to, because Google is sweeping August 2026 spam update made human oversight non-negotiable.
Oh, so?
They deployed incredibly aggressive classifiers that are specifically designed to identify and penalize low-effort synthetic text at massive scale. If your content looks like it was generated by an unprompted language model just summarizing other language models, you are dropped from the index entirely.
But wait, this is where the logic feels completely broken to me. Let me pitch this paradox to you, because I was thinking of this while reading the notes.
Yeah.
We are using a tool like WriteSonic to draft the text. Then we use an AI tool like Surfer SEO to optimize the text so it achieves a high originality score. And then Google sends its Gemini AI to read our AI-optimized text in order to serve an AI overview to the user.
Right.
Are we just creating a bizarre sort of dystopian internet where machines are exclusively talking to other machines and humans are completely removed from the loop?
It absolutely sounds like a closed synthetic loop, and the search algorithms know this.
They have to know.
They know they are drowning in a sea of machine-generated text. And this is precisely why human signals have become the most valuable currency on the internet right now. The algorithm is desperate for undeniable, real-world proof that a human being with actual expertise stands behind the content.
The human defense.
Yes, the human defense. This is where EET, experience, expertise, authoritativeness, and trustworthiness has transitioned from being just a vague conceptual guideline into a set of hard algorithmic ranking factors.
And this brings up entity SEO, which your notes highlight as the ultimate differentiator right now. Entity SEO is about structuring your content around recognized nodes in the real world. Real people, physical places, verifiable organizations.
Exactly.
You aren't just optimizing for the string of letters in a keyword anymore. You are optimizing for the underlying concept that the search engine already recognizes in its knowledge graph.
And Google is actively giving publishers tools to solidify these entities. The new Google search profiles allow you to manually connect your cross-platform identity.
Oh, right.
You can showcase your articles, your YouTube videos, and your social posts all in one verified cluster. Furthermore, the pressure to prove humanity is escalating because companies like Anthropic have announced that Claude is adding invisible cryptographic watermarking to its output.
I saw that. And that is sparking massive anxiety across the SEO industry,
Yeah,
right?
huge anxiety.
That Google will adopt this exact same watermarking technology to instantly devalue purely AI-generated text, pushing all the premium visibility back onto provable human authority.
That's the fear, yes.
I have to challenge this, though. I mean, I understand the concept of wanting to reward human authority, but realistically, how can a cold mathematical algorithm accurately measure something as highly subjective as human trustworthiness? It just feels like a system destined to reinforce massive brand bias and lock out independent creators.
I see why you'd think that, but you are confusing emotional trust with mathematical probability.
Okay, explain that.
Search engines do not measure trust the way humans do. They measure it via digital footprints and network theory. Think of the internet as a giant web of interconnected nodes.
Oh, okay.
If your specific node, your entity, is consistently mentioned in reputable press, if your cross-platform identity aligns seamlessly, and if authoritative domains point to your research, the algorithmic probability that you are a legitimate expert increases.
Oh, I see.
Mathematics measures the distance and connection between trusted nodes. If you are deeply connected to the network, the math recognizes you as authoritative.
So to survive this landscape, you have to monitor the AI bots, block the scrapers, optimize for the good bots, map your entities, and track your TikTok performance in Search Console.
It's a lot.
To manage an ecosystem this complex, you can't just use a spreadsheet. You need a massive centralized command center. And looking at the data for August 2026, the entire industry is basically relying on two titans, SEMrush and Ahrefs.
They are the absolute foundational data hubs right now, and while they share similarities, they serve very distinct operational needs.
Let's break down the sheer scale of these tools, because it's mind-blowing. SEMrush is sitting there with over 26 billion keywords and 43 trillion backlinks in its database.
Trillion with a T.
Trillion. They've integrated a Copilot AI to actively analyze that data for you. Pricing ranges from $140 a month for the Pro tier up to $250 a month for the Guru tier, which seem to be where most serious teams land.
Right, it is designed to cover about 80% of your daily SEO needs.
And then you have Ahrefs. At $129 a month for their late tier, they boast the web's undisputed largest backlink index with 35 trillion known links. They crawl 8 billion pages every single day, and their Keywords Explorer now pulls data from 12 different search engines.
And the distinction in how practitioners use them remains fairly consistent. SEMrush integrates deeply into the daily workflow of content optimization and competitive analysis.
Yeah.
Ahrefs lacks some of those built-in writing tools, but it is the undisputed powerhouse for raw backlink intelligence and historical content research across billions of pages.
Oh, SEMrush feels like a Swiss Army knife. You can pull it out to do a site audit, track a keyword, research a competitor. You can just do a bit of everything for the whole project.
Right, but if you need to excavate a highly specific, toxic backlink profile from 3 miles down into solid rock, you don't want a Swiss Army knife.
No.
You want an industrial diamond drill, and that is what Ahrefs provides.
I love that analogy.
Yeah.
But the real breakthrough from August 2026 isn't just the sheer size of the databases these two companies hold. It is how you, as a user, are now interacting with that data. Both SEMrush and Ahrefs have newly launched MCP servers.
Model Context Protocol, yes. This is a massive leap forward in operational efficiency.
Because it completely bypasses the standard user interface, right? Can you explain mechanically how this actually works for someone sitting at their desk?
Sure. Historically, if you wanted to analyze a competitor's backlink profile, you had to log into Ahrefs, click through 5 different menus, set up filters, download a CSV file, and analyze the spreadsheet yourself.
Which takes forever.
It does. But with an MCP server, you connect your personal AI assistant, like Claude, directly to Ahrefs' database.
Oh, wow.
You simply type in natural language, Claude, find me all the educational domains linking to my competitor, but not to me, and sort them by domain authority.
Just like that.
Just like that. The MCP server translates your natural language into complex API calls instantly. It queries the 35 trillion links and hands you the synthesized answer in seconds. You never even look at the Ahrefs dashboard.
It is wild how fast the barrier to data analysis is collapsing. Okay, we have covered a staggering amount of ground from the stack of notes you sent us for August 23, 2026.
We really have.
We looked at Google fundamentally changing the search interface with Gemini 3.5 and the intelligent search box. We explored the rise of GEO tracking tools because AI bots are sending real measurable traffic.
Right.
We talked about the Cloudflare monetization gateway, setting up toll booths for bots, the pivot in programmatic SEO to focus on originality scores, and the rise of entity SEO as the mathematical human defense in a sea of synthetic content.
It is a profound shift in how information is valued, protected, and accessed. And when you connect the mechanics of all these new technologies together, it raises an incredibly jarring question about the future of human behavior on the internet.
Okay, lay it on me.
We just established that Cloudflare's monetization gateway actively allows AI agents to pay microtransactions for access to content.
Yes, the toll booths.
Simultaneously, massive data hubs like SEMrush and Ahrefs are opening up MCP servers so AI models can natively query databases via natural language, entirely bypassing the visual interface.
Right.
If machines can now pay for content, and machines can seamlessly query the world's largest databases, are we rapidly approaching a web where human beings never actually browse a website?
Oh, man.
Are we building an internet where instead of clicking links, our personal AI agents simply negotiate micropayments with server bots in milliseconds just to fetch us a finalized answer?
Oh, wow. That completely breaks my brain. The entire architecture of the internet we talked about at the beginning, the blueprint, the straightforward crawl and index map we've relied on for decades.
It's gone.
It's not just in the shredder. It's being actively rebuilt into an invisible, automated city where the machines are doing the commuting, the reading, and the purchasing for us. That is a completely wild thought to leave on. Thank you for trusting us with your notes on this deep dive. Keep pondering that invisible city, and we will catch you next time.